Welcome to the 100 Grand Man podcast. I am your host, Reggie Lewis, and this is the podcast where we talk sports, politics, and entertainment, mainly politics. I really only say sports and entertainment as if they collide. Whereas though you might have a sports figure or an entertainment figure, speak their mind on the political climate that we in. So you'll see topics and you will see, like I could say, videos with reaction about that. Like in my second video when I did women empowerment, I did about Viola Davis. She's an actor. So just putting it out there. So when you see that, don't think I'm going to be talking about Bulls versus Hornets or did you see the Oscars last night? No, I'm not. Now, if they were to make a stand, I will cover that and say something about it. Or if they have a view about this orange faced cat in the White House, I will, cover that. But just give me a little explanation about that part of the title. Today is my Thursday show. On my Mondays and Thursday show, I give you a topic called What's Been Pissing Me Off. And hypocrites, man. Hypocrites. People who don't stand on something and a fall for anything. When you hold one person to a standard and the other one don't. And that's the political climate we in right now. I'm telling you, that's what we in. Whereas though the head duke in the White House is allowed to do any and say anything he wants, everybody else is held to a different standard. And it's just mind boggling how today was so embarrassing for black people. And how he was just trotting black people out, giving speeches. Oh, he's not racist. Oh, he did this for me. Oh, he did that for me. Speak for yourself. Because if you was in Walmart, Target or somewhere, and a white man or a white lady called you the N-word, or the white man or a white lady says something derogatory towards you or it's one of your kids or something, you ready to assume say racist. He racist. But the head duke of the White House, he can say whatever he wants to other colored folk, just long as he ain't said to you Gucci. Hypocrites. And it's horrible. It's the political environment we are in right now is horrible. It is horrible. You would think by us finally getting a black man in the house that they will wake up and see, we the guy, one of us was up in there. Nah, they turn him down because he's not specifically doing something for them, like individually. So they're tearing him down. This man posted monkeys with him and his wife and put other senators and Republican governors on animal fate on animal bodies. That's not racist. But let had just say Obama did it, all hell would have broke loose. Because it damn it did for him wearing a tan suit. Hypocrites. You hold the standard for somebody else, but for you know who, orange face, nothing happens to him. It's crazy. And we're going to dive into this video with Newsnight with Abby. And that's what this is all about. Being hypocrites. Holding one person to a standard that the other one's not. Check this out.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is facing a wave of criticism for this foreign policy flub at the Munich Security Conference.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is a, this is, of course, a very longstanding policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
It should come as no surprise, MAGA is having a field day with this one.
Move over, Kamala. AOC just cooked up her own signature word salad on the global stage.
She was taking her 2028 bike out for a spin. She hit the embankment. She flipped head over heels and went all the way down the mountain. It's her fault.
After the word salad, AOC froze like a deer in headlights.
To quote Billy Madison, everyone in this room is now dumber because of that answer. Thank you, AOC.
First of all, she's more intellectually than all of y'all put together. And you notice what news outlet that they was spewing that crazy rhetoric about her? Radical Fox News. That's what they all run to when they want to talk about people. That's what they all run to where they don't get censored. Every other news outlet, the liberals get censored. Can you imagine 4 of our most known talk show hosts, podcasters coming on CNN talking like that? No, they don't. What's crazy is she was stuttering a little bit. I give it to her, but I know exactly what she was doing because I do it sometimes too. She was getting her words right. She was thinking before she was speaking. She was in a foreign situation she was in, and she wanted to make sure that she didn't come off stupid, which I know she's 1,000,000% not. I'm just saying, like, she didn't want to flutter her words. So she said, because she was gathering what she wanted to say. But they make it seem like all hell was breaking loose. And you notice that that's why I say CNN is compromised sometimes. You notice that CNN only played that stuttering, whereas though they didn't play all those brilliant answers and replies she gave. It's crazy. It's like CNN sometimes be trying to set these liberals up to fail too. They always play the middle, whereas though it's just crazy. And Jesse fucking Waters, bro. Do y'all know in October 2016, Waters was criticized for a segment of Waters' World that was widely considered racist toward Asian Americans? In New York City's Chinatown, Waters asked Chinese Americans whether they knew karate, a Japanese martial art, whether he should bow before greeting them, of their watches, or if their watches has been stolen. That's Jesse Waters. That's one of Fox News' main hosts. Yeah, like I said, when it comes to Fox News, they don't care. No matter what type of hate, what type of racism you spew, they don't care. Long as you're doing it towards anybody but MAGA or Republicans. Benny Johnson, bro. This guy right here. In August 2017, Johnson wrote an article containing the most controversial tweets of what he thought was the Boston Antifa Twitter account. We all know Antifa is not real. It's just people who are against fascism and fascist regimes account, but it was actually a fake account intended to lampoon Antifa initially. An editor note was added, and the article was later removed. Lying. This is what they need over there. Hypocrites. People who lie and people who don't stand on nothing. Who flips flops. This is Fox News. I never watched that show. But pay attention to the difference between, let's say, like a CNN or MSNBC and Fox. You peep that over there is on this side is reporting. Over there is nothing but radical, racist, right type behavior. They always talking down on people. They always talking about people. They always spewing hate. They're always spewing differences. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how they are. Shapiro, Ben Shapiro. Need I say any more about him? We all know what type of racist person this guy is. He literally, look at this. This guy is literally one of the worst human beings out there. And he literally spews nothing but racial, radical behavior. Point blank, period. He don't care. They know he don't care. They won't condemn him. They won't distance themselves from him, knowing that the stuff that he spews all the time is racism. But they don't care.
A flub for AOC, but the question is also what happens when the president, the actual president of the United States, does very similar things on the world stage? Listen.
I watch our police and our firemen down in 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center.
When I told them about Iceland, they loved me. Our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland.
Shifting production to Thailand and to Vietnam.
I solved wars that was unsolvable. Azerbaijan and Albania.
Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa.
Nambia's health system is increasingly self-sufficient. We all know the great Prime Minister of the UK, and we just signed a document. This is, sorry about that. We just signed it, and it's done. And so we have our trade agreement with the European Union.
Yeah. Yeah. Silent. Hypocrites. That don't count. That means nothing. We're going to change the narrative on that one. That's just Trump being Trump. We all know what he meant. That's what happens when he does stuff like that. No, he wasn't terrible. No, he's not like Biden. He's healthy. He passed his cognitive test. Bro, you had to pick out some fucking animals and apples type shit. Like, that's a cognitive test. Like, come on, man. Like, seriously. My nieces and nephews can tell what that type of stuff is. But AOC was horrible. AOC was stuttering. But he gets away with that every single time. The president of the United States of America. Hypocrite.
So, look, I'll give you that AOC probably should have been more ready for that question, but are we going to really pretend that the actual president of the United States has not made similar or perhaps worse flubs on the global stage?
Yeah, I don't think we have to pretend. Everyone makes some flubs. We're all TV personalities. We have mistakes here and there, but it's interesting that you would play 10 consecutive clips of Trump actually saying things. Maybe they may not have been pertinent or taken out of context.
Incorrect
but you played one of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which the whole world is still trying to figure out exactly what she was saying. So, you know, the big buzz now is maybe Kamala, AOC, 2028. I say, bring that on based on that performance right there.
Yeah, listen, stumbling over your words for 15 seconds is not the same as being incoherent or uneducated on foreign policy.
That was
She had a ton of amazing answers in that same interview, which we are not playing. We are playing in its entirety, which we do not do for the president. Personally, I was more interested in the thing she said, where she said we're entering an age of authoritarianism, where a group is working in tandem to carve up the world into pieces to serve themselves, and the president is interested in taking on the Western Hemisphere. First of all, that seems kind of true to me, but going to the Munich Security Conference and saying that out loud in the world is kind of ballsy, and I liked it. So a couple of ums before answering a question on Taiwan.
Not a big deal. You should go to Queens once in a while.
We need to do a poll. Kevin, we don't care how much money you got, bro. CNN, y'all need to stop putting him on, man. Because I like to know, tell me in the comments or whatever, tell me what does he really bring to this table, besides the fact that he's a Shark Tank investor? Because he gives no real insight on none of the topics that they ever talk about. He deflects, he's rude as hell, and he's arrogant. Old white man. He's arrogant. Why? Because you worth 400 million or something. Like, bro, like at the end of the day, why you're not talking facts? Why you're not talking like if anybody who sound crazy, you and the other guy, I don't even know him. This is the first time I ever saw him. So I'm not even really too much worried about him. He's just on some BS. And I could tell he was on some BS from the door, and he's an independent. Last time I checked, the independents don't mess with this radical racist right going on right now either. So he must be trying his hardest to get in good with Trump. It's just crazy. And they just give you this vibe of two old men that's bringing nothing to the conversation but get off my lawn. Come on, CNN. Y'all gotta do better than that.
Talking. Thank you. John and Kevin, you all are strongly criticizing AOC for making
She was
floods.
terrible. That's why.
All right. We just played several bites here, okay? Let me hold on. He stood next to someone from the EU and called them the Prime Minister of the UK, okay? He called South Africa South America. He called South America South Africa. He called Greenland Iceland.
He called Namibia, Nambia.
So my question to you is, okay, bad answers. What do you think should happen to Donald Trump as a result of his bad answers?
AOC wants to become the president of the United States. He already is.
Okay,
so he's not worried about running again.
So what are you saying?
She's trying to become
So what are you
president.
saying, that it's okay, no consequences because he's already president?
No, I'm just saying that moment was not her best. And I, above all of the rest of you, I am encouraging her to say, listen, watch the tape, don't do that again, or you'll be compared to word salad girl in the last election.
What about when Donald Trump, in 2024, said, I think Taiwan should pay us for defense?
Yeah, but I'm sorry, it's
I don't
not
think that
working,
we're
Abby.
any different from an
She was
insurance
terrible.
policy. He was
Let's focus on
he was
her.
running for president at that time.
Let's lift her
He
up.
says,
Let's
I don't
help her.
think we're any different from an insurance policy. Why are we doing this? When he was asked if the United States would defend
But what does
Taiwan.
that have to do with her performance?
So even on the
Trump, MAGA's having a field day, and then we make some comments which you were all thinking in your head, and now you're getting mad at us.
I'm sorry, this
having a field day.
is
We
not
deserve
working
it.
for you.
It was a terrible performance.
John, hey, I'm just asking for you all to apply the same
Trump's hilarious.
standard.
I think he makes mistakes
to
all the time, and I
president
crack up
as you
laughing,
do
just
to
like I
AOC.
cracked up at Joe.
Abby, I'm gonna pray for you. I don't see how you do it. I really don't. I don't see how she holds her composure, especially with these two idiots on the panel. This guy just really gives me the I got money, I say and do whatever I want. Like CNN, y'all can do better. It's so many, even Republicans out there that will give you a way better understanding, a way better fight than a way better trying to get their wrong logics out there than him just saying, well, I don't want to talk about that, or she sounded horrible. Like, bro, you sound like a racist. You sound like someone that if it's not talking good and bow to the person y'all bow to every single time, y'all don't want to hear it. Newsflash. We don't want to hear from y'all. Like I said, Abby always fact checking these people. South America, South Africa, gonna call Greenland, Iceland. Like, come on, man. Hypocrites. They hold other people to a standard that they won't hold the person whom they following, whom they like, whom they want to win. Hypocrites. On the other hand, this person who's the leader of the free world need to be held to a standard like this because that's what it really takes to get to your position. AOC's supposed to be down here somewhere, but it's a role reversal. She got to be held to the higher standard, and the racist right person over there, the head duke in the White House, can say and do whatever he wants because we know it's some, you know what, that's going to be back at him. Oh, he ain't racist. Massa good. We know. We know he is to you. You're sick. That's my Thursday show. I want you guys to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell so we can keep this channel growing. We're going to keep the message out there. We're going to weed out this fascist regime. And I'll see y'all next time. Yeah,